everyone. Today on my comic art commissions video, I'm going to talk about a recent commission I had through an artist, Mitch Ballard, Ballard. It's a Batman versus Mr. Freeze piece. I had heard about Mitch Ballard from a website I go to, the Statue Forum website, and they speak highly of him. I hadn't gotten anything from him. I decided to grab a commission from him, and I contacted him and I asked him if he's more comfortable with Batman or Superman, and he said he loves them both, but he really enjoys drawing Batman. So I told him that I would like a 2-character piece. And I was thinking about Mr. Freeze because I like the visual style of Mr. Freeze. You can see his face. He has a costume. You have a freeze ray, that type of thing. Now, my initial conversations with Mitch were a 2-character piece with relevant background. That was his term, relevant background. I said, no problem. I said, how about Batman coming through the glass of Mr. Freeze's laboratory? And so you'd have some shattered glass. And I said, and maybe Mr. Freeze is shooting at Batman, getting a shot off with his freeze ray, and knocking over a laboratory table or something of the like. And I assumed it would be somewhat, not minimal background, but no more than moderate background. So a couple of weeks go by and he sends me this email with a attachment, and it's the pencil prelim. And it is a fully detailed page piece that you see here, without the inks, but fully detailed pencil, not a sketch. It was as if I ordered a pencil piece only, and he was showing me the finished pencil. He also added in Batgirl in the ice chamber, in the stasis chamber, what have you. But on top of being blown away by the scenery or by the composition with Mr. Freeze and Batman, taking out the Batgirl and some of the background elements, it's exactly what I had in mind. Batman coming from the left through the window, Mr. Freeze getting a shot off with the old school ray gun. I just didn't expect it so well done, so over the top, so heavily detailed and heavily backgrounded. Because what I have here is actually a 3-character piece with full background, not the 2-character piece with moderate background that I was expecting. Even though Batgirl isn't insanely detailed, but that's also because she's behind the glass. And so you're not going to see all the detail. And even so, I'm glad she's not anyway, because it keeps the focus on Batman and Mr. Freeze. But when you start looking around, you can see the detail of the chamber, the hoses, the ice, all the little things. There's a giant curtain coming through here. Not to mention, he gives the nice title. Simple, but that wasn't even mentioned as part of it. And this guy went to town. And when you start looking at Batman himself, how detailed Batman is, a great facial expression, lots of line shading, which I really love. That, to me, that's just old school. Imagine how long it took to draw all the glass shards in here. He really went over and above on this. Mitch Ballard. This is a full-size 11 by 17. fully penciled and ink over pencils. I got this a couple of months ago. I told him I'm going to, and by the way, and it's surprisingly reasonably priced. If you are a collector of commissions, if you are thinking about getting a commission, because maybe you're not a collector, but you have an affinity toward a character, I cannot recommend this guy more, Mitch Ballard. Because even if it's the only one you're going to get, and I'm not saying that you're going to get this level of detail, I consider myself lucky. I know that the next time I go to him, I don't expect this level of detail unless I pay an extra amount for it. But I know what he's capable of. I'm going back to him probably after the first of the year. I got a simple concept for him, but I know it's a simple concept, and I expect it to come out simpler than this. But like I said, if you are a commission collector, or you're just looking to get something, maybe for your son, maybe for your boyfriend, maybe for anything, this guy kills it. So, going back around, when you look at the detail on Batman and how much, I mean, you got a really good cape grasping thing going on here, which I've always kind of liked. I always loved the utility belt. Mr. Freeze has a lot of detail on him. I would say that I'm assuming he's got some type of undergarment on. I just don't see Mr. Freeze going with the bare midriff and then iron panties. There's got to be something else, but that's okay, because if it was colored, I'm guessing it would show some type of undergarment. But I'd love to keep talking on this. I just don't know what else I can say without taking the focus off the piece itself. And I would like you guys to consider a Mitch Ballard commission. You can find him on Comic Art Fans, as I did. And he responds to the email. And he will then give you his regular email. And then you guys can go back and forth on it. You can just go to comicartfans.com and look up Mitch Ballard just to look up other things he's done. It's worth a look. If you're into this kind of thing at all, if you're thinking about it, go check out his work. And I expect to come up with another video in a few months when my other piece is done. I told him I'm going to call him, but I haven't even gotten around to the beginnings of it. I know it's not going to take too long. But again, Mitch Ballard, give it a shot. It's worth it. You won't be disappointed. I hope you like this this segment of my comic art commissions on my Batman and Mr. Freeze piece by Mitch Ballard. I appreciate you tuning in and listening. And I hope you'll come back and see my stuff again. Thank you, and have a good day.